Hey folks, what's up? Welcome to Private Profits Trading, and I'm going to tell you a secret. It's something so powerful that most traders would give their right eye for it, and it'd be cheap at that price. It's one single indicator, one stock chart, my chart. I've used this indicator to call multiple winning trades every day since launching my trading room. In a second, I'm going to show you how to learn to do the exact same thing. I'll even hold your hand, and I'll show you how to trade the indicator in real time, live, every day until you master it. But before we do that, I want to be clear. What I'm about to show you is the holy grail of trading. Hey, this is the holy grail of my life at this point. It's my religion. Because before I found this secret, I thought I was doing all right. Then some trading came along and I lost a substantial amount of money. 2,000 here, 5,000 there, portfolio down holding terrible companies. In one trade, I lost 25,000. Not because I was stupid or unlucky, because the stock market doesn't make any sense. None of it is real. Earnings, profit and loss, Z-score, RSI, none of it matters. Not when half the companies look like pumping dumps and the other stocks are just pumped up by the Fed putting money into the market. But there's one thing you can trust. One source of truth, one indicator, one chart. And if you don't believe me, just pick a day. Let's look at November 10th. By 8:45 a.m., I'd given the people in my trading room 9 stocks to watch. Things I thought were going to hit my indicator that day, and all 9 did. All 9 could have handed you a payday. Most of them hit 1%, 2%, a normal trader's payday. But look at this. Here's SOPA. 8:22 a.m., I put it on my watch list. At 9:43 a.m., it crossed my line at $39.70 a share. Take a look at 1046. It hit $77.34. That's a 95% gain in an hour. Let that one sink in. The stock went up 100% in an hour, 35 points. Go back 2 weeks. By 9:05 that morning, I'd given out 11 stocks to watch. Now, I'm kind of embarrassed by this one. I told people to watch 11 stocks. Only 9 of those hit the line. And that's a bad day for me because here's the thing. To be honest, you're hearing from one of the greatest traders ever. That's what this line I'm about to show you has made me. My friends started calling me the gatekeeper. It was the only way they could explain how good I became after I found this indicator. But it's not me. It's the line. It's the indicator. It's given me so much. So on days where I'm only 88% accurate at calling which stocks are going to hit the line, it's embarrassing. I feel like I'm disappointing my best friend. Anyway, out of the 11 stocks on the watch list, 9 hit the line. Of those 9, 8 handed out paydays. But boy, was there a payday. Let's take a look at this one. Mark dropped below the line at 9.25. By 9:30, it was down to $5.65 a share. Do the math. That's a 17% move. You short 1,000 shares on that move, and it's $1,000 profit in 5 minutes. Who makes $1,000 in 5 minutes? Come on. Wait another 34 minutes to cover that short. Look where the stock is now, $3.84. That's $2,900 in 40 minutes, people. I mean, who gets into these trades with the potential to hand out that kind of payday? I'll tell you who. Me. People who follow the line. But it's not every time. Anyone tells you that they got a system that works 100% of the time, go ahead and call the cops. They're running a scam, and there's a lot of them out there. I'm not perfect. I'm just the best. And that's what this indicator has done for me. It's taken me from a pseudo failure to maybe the best trader in the world. Since I've launched my trading room, when I call a stock in the pre-market, 90% of the time it hits my line and there's an opportunity for you to put on a winning trade. And it's not just 1 or 2 stocks. Some days it's as many as 8, 9, 10, even 11 at a time. If you're a trader, that means a serious chance at making money. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough. Because the day after Mark made that big move, here's what happened. 8:53 a.m., I told people to watch 8 stocks, and 6 of them crossed the line. All 6 could have handed out paydays. Let's check out this one. OCGN did it twice, just for fun. It crossed my line at 9:34, and 5 minutes later, bam, you're up 12%. You want to talk about a payday? How do you like that? Then check this out. At 10:47, it drops back below the line, and 18 minutes later, it's at $10.48. You know what that is? I'll do the math. 9.5% in 18 minutes. So if I'm trading the line, OCGN just paid out almost as much on the way down as it did on the way back up. See why they call this fun? Speaking of fun, we had this other crazy stock, PHUN. It was another ticker I told people to watch that day. At 9:26, it fell below the line. It was trading at $6.88, and boom, dropped 2 points in 30 minutes. Plus, look at these entry prices. PHUN, $6.88, just $11.58 on OCGN, and $6.78 on Mark. A normal person could trade these stocks. You don't need 500,000 in an account. You don't need straddles, you don't need spreads, you don't need collars, you don't need swing trades, and you don't need any weird naming strategies that come after bondage gear. And you don't need to be worried about putting leverage on your account. Trade the line, and there you are, targeting real solid profits without any of the BS. The straight stock plays, you get in, you get out, you get paid. And all you got to do is master the line, because the right side of the line is the right side of life. So I bet you're waiting. What is this magical line? Please tell us. What is the sacred chalice from which we drink the sweet ambrosia of victory? Strap in, kids. It's called VWAP. Stands for volume weighted average price. VWAP for short. And it's the key to everything I do. It's the pillar on which I built my life, which is why I don't want to waste any more time. Let's talk about what it is and why it works, so you can start having days like I just showed you. So VWAP, why does it work? For me to answer that, I've got to tell you something that you may already know. I bet you've suspected it for years. The entire market, almost every stock, is a giant Ponzi scheme. It's a scam. It's made up. I mean, look at this company that just went public, Rivian. They're a startup that's planning to make electric pickup trucks. They just IPO'd a couple of weeks ago. They are worth $100 billion. How the hell does that make sense? They've got zero revenue, they've actually never sold a car, and you're going to tell me that this company Rivian is worth 25% more than Ford, who sells almost 1 million F-150s in a year. Come on. It's made up. None of this is real. Look, I didn't even have a financial background, and now I'm probably one of the best traders on earth. So let me tell you something. None of it matters. Nobody on CNBC has any idea which stock is going to go up or what's going to go down. You want to know what happened the last time I tried to guess what stock price was going up? When I thought I could invest for the long term? Yeah, remember Enron? How about WorldCom? I even bought a company called Penson. You guys remember Penson? They're a clearing firm. If you don't know what a clearing firm is, all they do is match buys and sells. They're kind of like a bookie for the trading world. I bought the stock, and guess what? They went out of business. Somehow, they figured out a way to go to zero, and I'm still standing. And what did I learn from that? It's all fake. There's no such thing as fundamental value anymore. And the technical guys, I mean, seriously, have you seen some of these guys? 62 different screens. They're equally full of crap. You got 3,000 indicators on your chart. You don't need Z-scores. You don't need F-scores. And that's the kind of mistake. When I first started out, I had, too many screens, too many indicators on my chart. I didn't even know what I was looking at. There were 82 indicators vomiting on the chart. You don't even see the price of the stock. It's just noise. This thing right here is called the Fourier series. It's supposed to help you spot patterns in the market, but mostly it looks like a sound waves of the voices in my head screaming at me. You don't need it. Check this one out. It's the Arun indicator. I don't know. I think the blue line and the red line is supposed to touch before you trade. Maybe it's a bad thing when they touch. I don't know. Nobody knows. But let me mention the average true range, ATR. The average true range is an indicator that we do use to know how much a stock price will move on any given day. It helps us stay prepared. And then we have the Ichimoku cloud that we pair with the ATR to help identify if the stock is in an uptrend or a downtrend. They are not needed with the VWAP, but I like to use them because I've had them customly built together to give me a better idea of profit targets. But all they do is make it hard to see the price of the underlying stock, so I keep them on a separate chart for clarity. This particular setup of the ATR and the Ichimoku cloud was taught to me by a Chicago Board Options Exchange veteran, so I've kept it around. I use it only to map out my profit targets and get a better idea of the overall market. But once you get rid of all that, here's what you're left with. Candlesticks showing the price, a blue line showing the 1 minute VWAP, and the truth is, that's it. Once you learn the secrets of the line, it's all you need. The price of the stock and the VWAP. Zoom in, you'll see it right here. Stock broke above VWAP at 9:38 a.m. By the way, this company is called Ginkgo Bioworks. Could be Ginkgo biloba for all I know. I don't know anything about them. I just found them on a stock market percentage gainer list that day. Seriously, they could sell waffle makers or knockoff versions of Cabbage Patch Kids. I don't know, and I don't care. The only thing that matters is that they broke the VWAP, and after they broke the VWAP, they were the single biggest winner on the stock market that day. That's why I chose this example. I looked up the best trade you could have had to prove that almost every major move has a VWAP story, and sure enough, there it was at VWAP. Then check out the next day, same stock, that 931 absolutely gets crushed. That was the second biggest single day loss in the market. Okay, you follow what I'm saying? If you have the price and you have the VWAP, that's it. You have the answer, because we're not looking to buy and hold. I don't want to hold a stock for 3 years. You saw what happened to me. I don't want to own it for 3 hours. Market opens at 9:30. I want to be in, I want to be out, and done before noon. The VWAP lets me do that. So what happened with Ginkgo? Stock broke above VWAP, push button, trade stock, make money. That could have made someone $2,000 in 2 hours on peak gains. When the stock broke below VWAP, it was the same thing. Push button, short the stock, make money. And history shows the stock broke the VWAP at $14.62. So just shorting 1,000 shares on that break, you'd have made $1,400 in an hour and 20 minutes. Does it work every time? No, it's not magic. Sometimes trades can go against you. And let me just let this part sink in. When you start trading, never put more into a trade than you can afford to lose. But here's the beauty of the VWAP. Here's what makes it the trader's single source of truth. The VWAP is never wrong. It can't be. It's fundamental. It's like the weather. The weather's never wrong. It can't be. It's just us. Even if it's 100 degrees outside and the weatherman said it's supposed to be snowing, you go outside in your snow pants and suddenly you know you've made a mistake. But it's your mistake, not the weather's. That's the VWAP. It can't be wrong. But if you're on the wrong side of the VWAP trade, it lets you know. Let me show you what I mean. Same stock, Ginkgo Bioworks, different day. Broke the VWAP here at 9:35 in the morning. Then it fell back below the VWAP 2 minutes later. So if you thought this was going to be a big move, you're wrong. And that's what the VWAP is telling you. It's time to close that trade. If someone got in at the break, they're down 14 cents. 14 cents on 1,000 shares, it's about 1,400. But if you watch for a minute, the VWAP is clearly telling you to short the stock. So push the button. You short the stock at $15.06, cover at $14.76, make money. Only 30 minutes after the market opened, it was a profitable day, even though you got the first side wrong. You have the price, you have the VWAP, so you'll have the truth. When you get the skills that I'm going to show you, you can use it to send your trading account to the moon. But this isn't passive. This is not you pressing a button and just hoping for the best. It's not for people who want to make 5% a year and only check their account once every 6 months. If that's you, go somewhere else. I can't help you. Not good at it. Developing the skills and the experience you need to trade takes work. Making 5-minute trades takes nerve. And if you're doing it without that experience, you got to be careful, or things could end up really bad. But here's the good news. I've got the experience. So if you're brand new, if you want to dive right in now and start looking for trades, you can cash out in 2 to 5, 10 minutes or less. You only need 3 things to take the shot at this: the price, the VWAP, and me. So why does it work so well? What makes the VWAP so powerful? It works because a trader only cares about one thing. You buy a stock, when it goes up, you make money. You short a stock, when it goes down, you make money. That's trading. Price movement is the only thing that matters. Your job is to not predict the future. It's not to make a guess about what's going to happen 5 years from now. Guessing is for people who want to lose money. It's for amateurs. It's for people they interview on CNBC. All I want to do is react, to see how the price is moving and sell into the move. Because if I can do that faster than the other guys, I take their money. The VWAP gives you the edge, that 1 minute or 2 minute heads up on how the price is likely to move. Just look at this massive move on Ginkgo. The price broke the VWAP and it's off to the races. That's when you get in. You don't need to speculate. You got the price, you got the VWAP, and you got me. This isn't just theory. This is what I live and breathe every day. Remember the OCGN chart I showed you? There are 2 badass trades on this chart. How do you know when to get in? How do you know when to take profits? The price, the VWAP, and me. First trade starts 9:48. Do it for 1,000 shares at an entry of $11.98 with the $11.65 stop loss. First profit target was $12.82. By the way, there are extremely specific reasons for these numbers. They're not random. We'll get to exactly how I chose these numbers later, but let's finish this trade. At 10:18, the price hits our first profit target. We sell a little bit right there, 250 shares, and boom, $11.98 becomes our new stop loss. Now $13 is our new target. Bang, stock hits it almost instantly. We sell 500 shares right there. Now our new price target's $13.50 with the stop loss at $12.95. At 10:20, the price rolls over and hits the stop loss. We're done. Guess what? 38 minutes, we made about $950. Price, VWAP, and me. Now that the price has rolled over, OCGN under the VWAP at $12.25. You know what you could do? You could short 1,000 shares right there with a tight stop. First target was 12.04. It's there that quick. You cover 250 shares. Now 12.04 is the stop. The next target was $12. Cover 250 shares, and boom. So what do you think happens? That's right, $12. Every time you cover, you move your stop to protect your profits. What's your next profit target? $11.66. How do you know? Because I told you. There's a reason. It's not random. I'm going to teach you everything. But while you're learning, here's the best part. You've got me. You've got the price. You've got the VWAP. You've got everything you need to start trading right now. This trade would have hit your third profit target almost instantly. So the next profit target was $11.50. It hit that 2 minutes later, people, and it's done. $450 in 2 minutes. Price, VWAP, and me. So let's take a look at another one, BBIG. It's one of my favorite stocks to trade. It's on my watch list every other day. You'll see it up there. I can't even tell you the name of the real company. I never look. I don't care. I just like the symbol, BBIG. Be big, right? But that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make the whole time. I don't care what these companies do. I'm not in it for the long term. It's the price, the VWAP, and me. And BBIG follows the VWAP like a dream. Check it out. Here it is breaking VWAP on August 30th at $8.99 a share. It instantly dropped 22%. Wait a second. Let that sink in. So if someone was trading 1,000 shares, you made $2,000 in about 24 minutes. The next day, BBIG did it again. Look, it broke the VWAP here at $6.33. Less than 2 hours later, it was trading at $8.23. Let's talk about that. That's a potential for $1,900. Do you get a big move like that every time BBIG crosses the VWAP? Of course not. I just want to show you the power of VWAP on a big move. But even the smaller moves can mean a big payday. Here's BBIG breaking VWAP on November 10th. That move would have peaked at about $260 in 31 minutes. On November 3rd, $150 in 29 minutes. On October 14th, just a measly $1,700 in about an hour and a half. October 15th, you've got $8.80 in 26 minutes. So they're not all huge. Sometimes it even breaks the VWAP, bounces right back, and you actually get a loser. That's life. You're going to have losing trades. But the fact is, in the months since the August 30th trade, there hasn't been a single day where BBIG didn't hand out a payday trade on a VWAP break. And I don't mean the 1 day and 3 I had on my watch list. I mean every single day. That's what separates VWAPians from bag holders. By the way, that's what I like to call people who invest for long term, because they always get stuck holding the bag. Take a look at what BBIG has done over the last few months. It's gone from $12.49 to a low as $2.38. Bag holders lost 80% of their money. If you started with $1,000 with BBIG that day, you've got $200 left. Following the VWAP, a trader could have seen a winning trade every day for months at a time on that same name. All right, let's look at this. PPSI, they went from $3.27 on a Friday to $11.61 the next day. By the way, good stocks don't do that. Most stocks don't go up 300% in a day. That's a pump and dump. It usually ends badly for the bag holders. But as long as there's a VWAP break, I don't care. If I'm fast and if I got the skills, if I don't get emotional, I follow the charts, I can make money. Monday morning, PPSI broke the VWAP at 9:35. Someone could have traded 1,000 shares on that and closed 9 minutes later with PPSI trading at $6.98. Think about it. That's a $1,240 profit in 10 minutes. If I did that, I'm done for the day. I've been paid. See you later. So I'm going to go watch cartoons, not worry about what everybody else is doing. You guys want to ignore VWAP, get ahead, and you're getting crushed. Next day, I could have come back, traded that PPSI again. Look at 1017 right here. PPSI broke $7.64 at 1027. It's at $8.35. That's a payday. Close it out. Who cares what the stock does? Who cares if it's going to be a good investment? It doesn't matter. 24 hours later, PPSI was down another 24%. You know whose problem is that? Not yours, not mine. That's a bag holder problem. All I see is a chance at another payday by shorting a bad stock. And that's what I love about VWAP. The one stock in 100 that doesn't suck, I could trade it. The pump and dump schemes, I can trade them. The black swans, I could trade those too. You guys know what a black swan is? It's one of those really bad events that happens in the market that nobody can predict. Subprime mortgage, black swan. .com crash, kind of a black swan. And guess what? It's going to happen again. It's happening now. I can't tell you when the market's going to crash. I can't tell you why. Maybe it'll be the next virus or a lockdown. Maybe it'll be the Fed. Maybe the invasion of the mole people. It doesn't matter. Eventually, this bull market is crashing. It's just cyclical. And all the bag holders are going to get crushed. But for a VWAPian like you and me, it's going to be Christmas and Candyland. Why would I care if the S&P 500 drops 80% overnight? I don't own stocks. I'm not invested. I'm liquid. I'm going to short everything that breaks below the VWAP. Best part about VWAP, it transcends all market conditions. Every day becomes the same day. By the way, you think these trades need a lot of money? No, because you don't need a giant account to make VWAP work. Seriously. I keep trading 1,000 shares at a time because that's how I like to trade. When I trade, I could dump 50,000 into a move and not worry about it. But if you've got a smaller account, if you don't have 25,000 or short of stock, that's cool. You don't need it because I haven't even talked about what the option trades on some of these moves look like. Take the QQQ. It was on the watch list and it's an almost $400 stock at the time. At 1047, the price of the Qs dropped to $397.62 a share. That put it below the VWAP, and you could just see it keeps falling. 2 minutes later, it's down another 2 points. By 11 a.m., it's down to $3.93. That's a great short. That's a real payday. And a trader didn't need 500,000 in an account to do it. They just needed to trade the put options. I mean, look at what some of these option prices did. Here's the December 1st, $3.98 put option. That's why I trade the end of money weekly expiring the next day. At 1047, it's trading at $2.60. By 11 o'clock, it's at $5.66. You see what I'm saying? The price, the VWAP, and me. That's a $266 trade that could have returned 113% in 13 minutes. We'll take a look at Twitter. It was on the watch list the same day. Drops below the VWAP, and someone could have traded put options with just $137 and more than doubled their money in 2.5 hours. Doubled their money in 2.5 hours. Check this one out. December 9th, I put BKKT on the watch list. Here it is. 11:34 a.m. breaks above the VWAP at $14.75. And look what that did to the options price. At 11:34, the $14 call option was trading at $1.10. By 12:42, it was trading at $3.30. And someone could have traded with just $110 and then returned 200% in an hour. You see what I'm saying? You don't need $100,000 or $50,000 to trade the VWAP. It's not one of those crazy strategies by these gurus you see that only work if you've got 25,000 in the bank. The price, the VWAP, and me is all you need. Am I saying it's going to make you rich? No. Basically, that's what all the scammers are talking about. How rich they're going to make you. Sounds ridiculous because it is. Anyway, rich is a relative term. It means something different for everybody, but brass tacks, the numbers work out like this. Since we launched Private Profits, we've been watching the VWAP 5 days a week. On average, I'm putting 7 or 8 stocks a day on the watch list, and I can't think of a single week where someone hasn't blown up the chat talking about making 50%, 100%, or 200% of their money that day on their best option trades. I've heard even bigger stories. I'm not saying that every VWAP break does that. Most don't. A lot of trades make less. Some even lose money. A couple even make more than 200 or 300%. But I mean, yeah, people are reporting 100% gains at least once a week. And that's just on a day. That adds up, even if that didn't start with a giant account. So how do you get started trading VWAP? Well, you got 2 choices. First, you can do it on your own. The 1-minute VWAPs on Yahoo Finance, you could pull it up for free, which means you could start a paper trading account and go for it. But you're definitely going to want to start trading with a paper account. If you don't know what a paper trading account is, it's fake money. That way you don't go broke while you're learning and try to make those trades. Now don't get me wrong, the VWAP knows all, the VWAP sees all. But the 1-minute VWAP line is just half the equation. If that's all you got, it's going to take 2, maybe 3 years to build the instincts you need to be successful on your own. That's about how long it took me, because the 1-minute VWAP line, the blue line, tells you where to get into the trade. But how do you know when to get out? I mean, take a look at this snow trade we did on December 2nd. It dropped below the blue line at 10:08. 30 minutes later, it was down $16 a share. It's a $350 stock. So even I'm not throwing around 1,000 shares, but if you shorted 100 shares, you had 1,600 in your hand in just a moment. That's a payday. And as long as you know, it's time to get out. But if you held on to that trade for another 30 minutes and it's back above the 1-minute VWAP line, you're screwed. And the stock price goes straight up into the close. And now you're losing money on a trade that you should have made $1,600 on. But what I haven't told you yet is that the blue line has a twin brother. It's the orange line. The blue line gives you the 1 minute VWAP from the beginning of the day. It's calculated fresh at the start of each trading session. The orange line gives you the multi-day VWAP, we call it. So it doesn't just look at today's data. It's going to go back to yesterday, 2, 3, 5 days, basically however many days you want to take a look at that chart. So the 1 minute VWAP tells you the price and how it's moving. The multi-day tells you how far it's likely to go. And when you put it on the chart, it looks like this. Blue line to the orange line is the single greatest trade you can make. It's where the money is. Look at the chart. As soon as it hits the orange line, you're done. You're out. If someone had gone blue line to orange line on this move, that's $14 a share in 31 minutes. And remember Mark trade I told you about, the one that could have made you 2,940 minutes? That was $290 a share, straight blue line to orange line. Here's PTLO. It was $44.54 at the blue line and $49.72 at the orange line. That's a $5 move in 30 minutes. Here's SEV. Blue line, $44.23. Orange line, $34.10. That's $10, people. Here's BKKT. Starts at $36.30. Boom, goes to $37.97. Blue line, orange line. $1.67 a share, 4 minutes. Think about that for a second. On 1,000 shares, that makes a trader $1,600. 10,000, 5,000, all in less than an hour. That's the power of the full VWAP. The 1 minute and the multi-day working together. It could be the difference between making a day's pay in a couple of minutes or holding on to a loser for 3 hours, hoping it turns around. And remember, if you don't want to make 5,000 or 10,000 trades, that's fine. December 10th, QQQ went blue line to orange line in 18 minutes. What did that do for the options? They were 85 cents at 12.49 and $1.41 at 1 o'clock. That's 66% gain, people. How do you like that for 18 minutes? Stock trader, options trader, it doesn't matter. Blue line to orange line, VWAP to VWAP, it's unbeatable. But here's the thing. You can't just pull up the orange line on any old charting tool. They're not going to give it away. You're not going to find multi-day VWAP everywhere. To get it, you need to do some complicated programming work. Here's the beautiful thing about hanging out with me. Other than getting this wonderful face every day, I'm already done the programming work for you. I've already had the software engineer perfect the code that pulls up the 1 minute and the multi-day for any stock in the market with just a click of a button. It runs on Thinkorswim, probably the biggest and most reliable charting program on the internet. And this code is the Thriller in Manila. You know boxing, it was the greatest match of all time. One corner you got smoking Joe Frazier, in the other corner a young Muhammad Ali fighting in a brutal 14-round tiebreaker bout for the title of the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That is that. Blue line in one corner, orange line in the other corner, but the only thing here, they're not fighting each other. They've teamed up to beat the snot out of every other trader on Wall Street, especially the guys over at Goldman Sachs. Hold them down, help you steal their lunch money. That's what this code's built to do. It's put the two unbeatable titans of the market, the 1 minute and the multi-day, right on your chart, working together to help you find winning trades. It's like getting slapped in the face with $100 bills, and I'm going to give it to you for free the second you subscribe to Private Profit. So here's where we get to the message from our sponsors. Instead of trying to master the VWAP on your own, I want to give you the chance to look at the best trades in the market with me every day, because that custom charting code is just the tip of the iceberg. It's the tiniest taste of what I've waiting for you behind the velvet rope. Every day before the market opens, you get my watch list, because if you really want to trade the VWAP, you can't be watching 47,000 stocks at the same time, hoping that one of them pops up and you get involved. If you try to watch the whole market, you're going to get swamped, drowned in a flood of charts. Miss every VWAP opportunity that you have gotten paid on, which is why we start the day with me telling you which stocks to watch. And I'm going to whittle that little list down to just maybe 7 or 8. Enough that you've got some options, not so many that you get distracted. And trust me, I've been doing this for a while. So try to watch 18 charts at the same time. It's not going to work. After a decade of tracking the VWAP, when I put a stock on my watch list, listen to this. 90% of the time, there's an opportunity for a winning trade that day. And I'm not allowed to say that, trust me. And I'm going to teach you how to trade these moves. This isn't some BS trade service where you get an alert in an email at 9:45 about a trade you just missed. We do send out trades. They're good signals. They're for longer plays, for people that necessarily want to get into holding or investing, but this is the VWAP. But you know those services, you probably joined one already. They say they're going to hand you out the trades on the silver platter. By the time you get the email, you don't even know whether or not they're buying or selling the trade. I'm going to show you how the market actually works so you can find your own wins. You could be your own alert service. I've created a training program called 30 Days to VWAP Mastery. It's the holy writ of the VWAP guides. It's bestowed upon you everything I've learned since they chose me to be their VWAP prophet. So it'll take you some time to get through the learning curve and have you ready to find your own paydays in a month. Want to know how to create my watch list? I'll teach you how to build your own watch list. You want to learn how to trade options? I'll show you how to trade options. You're confused about one of the trading patterns I talked about today? Guess what? You'll get unconfused. Not sure how this could be working, all those fancy colors? Guess what? If you're kindergarten, can't remember colors and patterns, so can you. It's going to be that straightforward. You want basic VWAP patterns? They're yours. You want advanced trading patterns? You got them. They say if you teach a man to fish, he'll never go hungry again. 30 Days to VWAP Mastery teaches you how to land whales. Not only is it going to teach you how to fish, you'll be fishing for your friends. But that doesn't mean I'm going to hand you the course and wish you luck, because 30 days is a long time if you're hungry. You starve to death before you're finished, and I'm not going to let that happen. So starting the moment you join, you get a chance to trade with me live every day. Every day I sit down and I'm doing this. Every day the market's open, I'm ready to rock. I pull up my VWAP charts, I hit the broadcast button, and we go to battle together. And make no mistake, it's a battle. That's why I keep a sword right here on my desk. I take it seriously, people. The VWAP is our sword of justice. Because let me tell you about Wall Street. They want to turn you into a bag holder. They'd be fine burning your life savings down to the ground if they can make another 5% on their bonus. If you don't believe me, look what happened in 2008. Look at 2000. They don't give a crap about what happens to the market. They know the Fed's going to come running to bail them out. They're too big to fail. We are not. We're regular people. You, me, we got to fight for what's ours. So from 9:30 to 11 every day, it's you, me, and the rest of my VWAP army. We call them VWAPians against the world. We'll watch the VWAP real time. We'll find the trades. I'll show you when to get in. I'll show you when to get out. Most importantly, I'll show you how to limit your risks and how to take profits as we go. Every stock has a VWAP story. You like penny stocks? Great. You like blue chips? Fantastic. It doesn't matter. If it's moving, we can trade it, and I'll show you how. Now, these trading sessions move fast. They've got to, because the market moves fast. I could be in and out of a VWAP break in under 2 minutes, and that's a good thing. I mean, listen, who doesn't want to make a good trade in 2 minutes? Chances are we're done by 11 o'clock. I could show you a dozen potential paydays every day before 11. So you don't have to sit and watch the computer and worry about your trades all day. I promise that after your first 2 weeks, you're not going to ask me to slow down. You'll be begging me for more. You'll be saying, come on, bring me some more ideas. Give me some more potential paydays. But while you're getting started, we've got you covered. Look, it doesn't end when I sign off. It doesn't end. At 1 o'clock, we get back on and go over the trades we had. We come on for the daily decode. This is another hour of live training. This is where we post-game everything that happened in the live training. So if you were confused about some of the trades we did, we're going to go over them. Some of those stocks that we did well for us, we might even show you how to make those trades better. And those ones that went against us, we're going to explain why it's time to get out. You're going to get step-by-step analysis. You'll see the entry points, you'll see the exit points, and what you should have been seeing while on the air. And guess what? It doesn't end there. You'll get a chance to answer questions about the mechanics of VWAP and get answers live in real time from someone who's been trading the VWAP. If we short a stock and you don't know what shorting is, which means you make money when the price goes down, and you don't know how to short it, guess what? We'll show you how to short it. And let me tell you something about shorting. I love shorting bad stocks. Forget the money you can make. Do you know how satisfying it is to short a stock and watch a company that you know is terrible crash and burn while you're making money? Let that sink in for a second. All right, let's talk about Comcast for a second, right? You've all had that experience sitting at home waiting for the cable guy to show up at your house, right? Look at December 7th. Comcast, I think, is the third biggest cable company in the U.S. At 10:05, the price on Comcast tries to break the multi-day and fails. Falls below the orange line, falls below the blue line. Over 4 minutes, the stock price fell from $52.42 to $49.96. 4 minutes. In the Comcast, the market cap, know how much it dropped? $11.2 billion. Forget trading for a second. Watching that cable company that kept you waiting for 8 hours lose that kind of money, let that sink in. It's good for the soul. Then sure, look at the options on Comcast. The December 10th, 52 puts, they went from 85 cents to $1.93. That's 127% gain in 4 minutes. Now, between the live trading sessions, the daily decode, the 30 days to VWAP mastery, you'll learn exactly how to do it. Honestly, any one of these things, and you're already getting the price of admission right there. And I'm not even done telling you everything as a member of Private Profits, because you could have everything I just gave you and still fail to make money. Even with the VWAP, the holy grail, this untarnished and shining gift from the trading gods, it isn't right all the time. And if you don't have the right trading mindset, you can win 8 out of 10, hell 9 out of 10, 99 times out of 100, and still wind up losing money. I mean, listen, Russian roulette, you go 5 for 6, you're still doing pretty good. But that 6th one, it's going to be a doozy. I'm not going to blow smoke up your skirt. I don't need to lie to you about what's out there. This market's a battle. We're fighting for our lives every day. I already told you that. We're the best, not just because we got the VWAP, because we have the discipline. We've got the focus. When a trade turns against us, I suck it up, buttercup. I take my lumps and lose a couple of bucks. Rather than losing 20,000 when I'm up 100% on an option, I don't wait to see if I can make more on that trade. I start taking the money. I'm going to show you how to do that. Let the bag holders get crushed in the next 3 hours. When the market turns around, what do I care? I've got paid. I want to show you how to get paid. So, I mean, just look at the difference that foundation session is making in people's lives every day, and you'll get all of it. Plus the 30 days to VWAP mastery course, plus the daily decode, plus the pre-market watch list. And again, it has a 90% success rate at call and VWAP breaks before they happen. Plus an hour and a half of live training with me every day. And some people act like this research service is expensive. Are you kidding me? Seriously, if you got an active trading account, it's dirt cheap. Look, if you got 40 cents to your name and you're trading a half a share on Robinhood, yeah, it's going to be difficult to make money. But everybody, anybody that's really been a part of what we're doing could have made that back within a day. Trading just a couple of grand or even a couple $100 if they use the options. Hell, I've even had people tell me they paid for their membership in a single trade. They're paid up for life. But I want to be real here for a second. All those gains you see up now on the screen, those real world results, they're from people who are actually changing their lives. Most people don't get results like that. They're extraordinary. But it's not extraordinary to see a winning move on a VWAP break. That's what we expect to see. Over the course of months, hundreds of my stocks hit my watch list, and when a stock breaks VWAP, here we go. 90% of the time, it could have been played for a winning trade that day. That's what's happening day in and day out. I don't see any reason it's going to change. Because the truth is, and nobody wants to tell you this, the truth is there are magic bullets out there. There are solutions that work. They solve the problem. You go to the gym every day, you're going to build muscle. You eat less calories than you burn, you're going to lose weight. Those are the rules. And the only time it doesn't work is when we fail, when we fall off the wagon. Typically, we're the problem, not the system we didn't follow. So I want to show you a story where the results definitely aren't typical. It's a message we got in the chat about a month ago during one of our live events from a woman who used the VWAP that changed her life. So let me read it to you real quick. I started following Private Profits last October on the personal website. I was dabbling in day trading, losing money every other day and sometimes every day. When I continued to follow this style of utilizing the VWAP, I made my first incredible trade, profiting over $6,000 last November. I made so much money trading the VWAP, I became greedy. I was lined up for 40, 50,000 months until I let greed take over. I have blown up my account close to a dozen times. Each time I've started over with only a couple $100s. But by using the VWAP, I've been able to get my account back to a nice trading balance and making a living. It takes patience to learn, but watching charts every day with just the VWAP in front of you can change your life, no joke. What's extraordinary about that story is she didn't give up. She learned to limit her risk, take her profits, and leave room for the trades that don't work. She went from $1,500 in her account to $50,000 in months. Then she made some mistakes, but she learned from what she needed to learn. And now she's making a full-time living as a trader. How's that for making a change? Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job and become a trader. Don't do that. You'll be bald in a month. But I promise, I 100% guarantee that if you put in the work, then you'll have what it takes to be successful. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get you there. So here's what we're gonna do. The service is cheap. It's just a couple $100 a month. If that's too much for you, fine. You probably shouldn't be trading anyway. But if you can't afford it and you're just on the fence, get off the fence. Just do it. Give me 30 days. Come to my next live event. Come to my next trading session. We'll be starting at 9:30 every day the market opens. It'll be you, me, the price, and the VWAP. Just see what happens on day one. Then come to as many as you want for the next month. Complete the training course. Learn how to trade the VWAP. Do that, and if you don't like what you're seeing after 30 days, fine. Money back guarantee. Because that's all you need. Just 30 days. A little bit of training, the price, the VWAP, and Private Profits. This is your college. This is your MBA. This is your PhD in trading. Boom, I just saved you 12 years of higher education, 25,000 in tuition, right there on one chart, right there with one line. Let us show you how to navigate the line. If you're not with us, get with us. If you don't know us, get to know us. Greatest trading on earth by far, and it's not because of something special. The only difference between us is that I've taken such absolute beatdowns, blown up accounts, blown up life, ready to quit the industry, thought I knew a lot about this market, and I didn't. It beat me to death. But then the VWAP gods, they raised me up. They sent me back into the world to be your guardian. And the past few years, this is all I do because I've been shown the truth. This is how the market works. I'm just a participant. I'm not guessing. I'm participating in the move. So let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to participate. You trade for the day, you live for the day, and guess what? We live forever. And then when the market crashes, you and I will be in the same boat, laughing, not worried, staying focused, sheltered in the loving arms of the VWAP. And when we do crash, because listen, this market's going to crash. It's crashing right now. When we do, we'll all be in it together. We're all going to hold hands. We'll laugh. We'll sing songs. And guess what? It's all going to be okay because it's going to be just like any other day. The bag holders will get crushed. I'll be liquid. I'll be setting my stops. I'll be selling into the move. I'll be covering my shorts. And most importantly, I'll be taking profits. It's the same thing every day. The tickers change, the prices change, but the VWAP is the constant. It's the EKG of the market. So let's go. Click the button below so I can see you at our next trading session, all right? If you have any questions about the service and how it will work for you, I encourage you to contact our reliable customer service team at 808-855-6995 and mention priority code PPT 2022. I'm out.